sure was, though. I stopped, he stopped, and he said, fuck that, shifting gears and start growing out. Y'all are young crowd. Y'all are cool as shit. I only got 2 clean jokes, so I'll get the second one out of the way. Marty and his crew left, so don't miss this, but, hey, y'all, was Marty great? I like him. I met him last week. He's really good. And after we get done here tonight, he actually got to go to work. That's the pocket he's got on, got holes in it. He pulls it down, and he's a burglar. That's my clean joke, man. I'm done with that shit. It's not true about Marty, though, being a burglar. Them holes so they won't recognize him. He's actually a rapist.
Oh, shit.
I don't get to play for a young crowd. This is cool. Y'all hit this shit. Y'all are about 10, 12, 15 years younger than me, so I'm going to tell y'all something right off the bat. I got goals. As a comedian, this is my goal I set for myself every time. Any old women in here on your period tonight, don't raise your hand, you'll give it away. But I know odds are one of y'all is bleeding. My goal is to make one of y'all laugh so hard your tampon flies out. So, fellas, look out. If one of them starts laughing, slapping the table, it's a Nerf dart. Don't catch it. Just saying, y'all are cool, but they're young as shit. I'll talk to the old people now. They're young as hell. We got to help them out, right? I'm going to put y'all 10 years in advance. If you'll listen to me, I'll put you 10 years ahead right now with this one little piece of advice. There is one difference between men and women, and we know what it is because we've been around. Men go out on a beautiful night like tonight, come out to a club, going to have some drinks, going to have some fun. Men go out hoping they'll get laid.
Yeah.
Women already know. So guys, you know, treat them right, because they fucking know. You can change their mind, but they pretty much run 80-20 at best. So we're going to be dark tonight. I keep looking down here a little bit, keep myself reminded. All this stuff's kind of new, so I got some tips for myself so I don't get stupid. I have been drinking.
Yeah.
Y'all know what? When I get dark, my mind goes to places y'all can't imagine. I think about diseases and disorders and things you can catch and things you might be born with. There's combinations out there you really fucking don't want. And I thought the worst combination, any disease or disorder in this world would be to be a lactose-intolerant man who catches the herpes. Because, like, you might have a hot date tomorrow and you wake up and look down, boom, there's the herp. So you jump your ass over on the WebMD and you're like, oh shit, you're trying to work out a blowjob at their best. WebMD's going to tell you, fastest way to get rid of a herp outbreak? Eat some cheese. You're welcome if anybody's got the herp. Again, don't raise your hand, it blows up. But anyways, WebMD will tell you to eat some cheese, so you're fucking shoving cheddar down your face, you trying to get it to go away, you wake up the next morning, herp's gone. Thank you, WebMD. Thank you very fucking much. But then, what kicks in? Murphy's Law. You're on the date, you're most of the way through the date, and you got her in the car, taking her to you know where, for you know what, little and all of a sudden that cheese in your stomach's going, you're lactose intolerant, don't you remember, motherfucker? This is tit for tat. It's time to pay the piper. And you feel it in there, it's like a powder keg of instant gas death, just building. But you worked your game right. Now you're getting a BJ from this chick in your car in front of her house, you're like, yes! No! What's the most relaxing thing in the world, guys? Yeah. When she's playing the American anthem down there on your meat whistle, right? You're like, oh, God, please, no! At this time, the EPA would call this area ground zero. And poor little, bless her heart, not know nothing girl who you've talked out of getting down here. I talked to 2 or 3 of them, you know, special margaritas or martinis or whatever she's drinking, and she don't know. She don't know what's about to happen. Bless her heart. Take a moment of silence for this imaginary woman. I like to imagine her as a blonde, because we know them hookers will blow you in a car, right, ladies? I'll tell that joke for y'all. Y'all brunettes, so that's just for y'all. Because we know brunettes would never suck a dick in a car seat, right? He's over here. Don't look back, but he's going. That's your day, ma'am. So anyway, yeah, you know what's going to happen next. He's like, oh! That is the end of that relationship and that joke. I mean, I think about the legal system too, and I have to imagine if you farted on a girl while she was giving you a blowjob, that's got to be at the very least a misdemeanor. That's got to be like assault and battery with possible deadly weapon. That's like Al Qaeda, some bullshit going on right there. You couldn't take that on a plane; they would throw you off 30,000 feet. I don't care. Get the fuck out. So it could get bad. That's not. I mean, and even if it's not illegal, you gotta admit, that is not acceptable in polite society. That's not even acceptable in prison sex situations. Don't get your ass beat out in the front yard. Who likes free speech? We got a lot of things going on in our politics right now. You guys like free speech? Obama's nephew, give it up for Charles back there, everybody. You know how free speech. Let me show y'all what free speech is. Fuckity fuck. Nobody died. Well, okay, there's a kid in Ethiopia that by numbers probably just died, but I have to think it wasn't my fucking fault. Because if one dies every time I say fuck, I'm really cutting their population down. But I can't help saying fuck. I was, by the way, said from the Navy. And when you say fuck, that's part of your ingrained language. They teach you that boot camp. You can say, hey man, hand me that wrench. And they go, what? The fucking wrench. Hand me the fucking wrench on the fucking bench. Oh, well, then the fuck you just say so. It's become ingrained into my language. And it's been passed on to my 4.5-year-old son. It's funny when kids cuss. It's funny when other kids cuss. It's not funny when your kid cusses. Y'all ain't got kids yet, do you? It's what he does. He's like, yeah, they all went to school with my kid over here there. My kid babysit for some reason. So anyways, you know, it's funny when other kids cuss. It's not so funny. So my ex-old lady called me up the other day. She said, do you know what our son said? And I was like, no, my mental powers of mind reading are broken. What did he say? She said he wanted fucking cookie. Don't keep me in suspense, bitch. You give me the fucking cookie or what? Chocolate chip or Oreo? I need some perspective here. So she says, what are we going to do about this? I said, well, again, you're on that side of the phone with him. And I'm over here, so shouldn't that be what are you going to do about this? I recommend you whooping. And she said, is that going to work? And I said, well, it'll keep him from cussing anymore around you. Because I don't believe in hitting a child. Because that verbiage implies multiple times. I believe you should hit your kid one fucking time per infraction. Make that motherfucker count. Because I remember when I was 5 years old, it was May the 9th, 1981, I was in Save-A-Lot, we were in aisle 2, that's a cereal aisle with my mom. My brother was 3 years old, and he was reaching for the Cocoa Puffs, and she said no. And he was reaching for them Cocoa Puffs, and she said no. And he looked at her and said, bitch. Yeah, speech impediment. He couldn't say bitch or bitch, but he got bitch out. Flawless. So my mom scooped his little ass up, and it was like, I was watching her because I was 5 and he's riding in a little baby toddler seat, and she picked him up, and she set him down so gentle, and she set him right there on the floor. And then she came up like Ken in Street Fighter. How do you do? And he was all the way down in the fluffer nut right at the end of the aisle. I said, you do not touch your mom. I'm 36 years old. My mother has never heard me say any of these words y'all heard tonight. Because I do not want to get Street Fighter. Her little ass will lay you out. Now, as a society, we got this government, and they worry about cussing. Like, we cuss a lot. We worry about teaching our kids not to cuss. And it's okay, it's acceptable for parents, right? You got no harm, no foul, you got no fear or shame to tell your kids, don't cuss. Don't say shit, or damn it, or that fat bitch over there is fat. You don't call her fat. You can think it, but don't you call her fucking fat. I don't care how many scales she has to stand on. And I think that's really wrong, because we're emphasizing the wrong things when we're teaching our kids. I think what we should do, instead of worrying about teaching them what words to say, we should teach them things like, don't spend more money than you earn. And if you do have to take a loan, get it on a low interest rate. And see that you can pay it back in a fast time so it doesn't affect your way of life. But we don't worry about that bullshit. That's why we got people in Congress right now keeping China like it's their own personal checking of fucking cash. I'm serious. Did y'all read that? Every time you get a loan, I know y'all asses are young and know that you've been down to the title part. I ain't talking to these fuckers. They got mortgages and shit. They can't be down there fucking with Alan Jones, but you guys. You probably got like 17 different people's names on the bottom of your car title. Like, yeah, I got some money from him and him and him. But they're treating China like that. When you get a loan, you got to give them what? Collateral, right? You got to give them some collateral. Who knows what the fuck we gave China? I'm going to tell you. I didn't read the fine print either, but I figured it out. Yellowstone National Park. They don't want fucking Yellowstone National Park. You don't fucking want Yellowstone National Park, and you're American. No. Right now, by the year 2012, because of only allowed to have one child and then killing off the little baby girls, it is going to be, by the year 2020, 3-to-1 male to female population in China. So 2020, we're going to miss enough fucking payments to China. They're going to come over here and they're going to load the boats up with all our bitches. We're going to be standing around going, man, I sure remember when we had bitches? That was awesome, wasn't it? We had shit. We shouldn't have fucking made that payday loan. That's some bullshit right there. How we get talked into that motherfucker? So we got to change out Congress, and I really don't want the Chinese getting on my women. and we got to change out the president, and I don't like none of them. I don't like the guy in there. I don't like the new guys that they got bitching about the other two guys bitching. I don't like none of them. Here's what we do. We get us an independent that we don't give a fuck what he says. We give a fuck what he do.
Joe T.
Joe T. I don't know Joe T, but you know what? We'll run Joe T. You can be the secretary of secretaries. How's that sound, Joe T? Secretary. You can run them all through. You got to pass a check with Joe T. Go in there and try it on his desk. No, what we do is this. It's real simple. We get somebody that people don't care how they talk. When they tell them what they believe in, they're believable. Yeah, Mike Tyson, no, he's fucking retarded. He's been punched many times. No, here's who we get. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
He don't even need a fucking campaign. You know what he needs? A 5-second ad during the Super Bowl. $2 million, we can get him elected because he gets on there and he goes, elect me with a write-in vote for Samuel L. Jackson. I'm in this motherfucking deficit. That ought to get him elected. We're going to run Morgan Freeman to be his vice president because he's good at speaking. And for Secretary of Defense, we're going to put Bruce Willis in because if somebody tries to start some shit, we're going to send him like, you know, fucking Iran. They're like, fuck you, America. We're like, hold on, we're going to send our Secretary of Defense. No, we ain't sending over the troops. We ain't sending over the bombers. Here's Secretary of Defense going over there. He's going to take a katana and a copy of Pulp Fiction. They're going to watch that shit together. And then he comes back and he says, we got free oil for a year. That's funny shit. All right, hey, my name's Holmes. Thanks for bearing with me when I look down. Y'all been great.